Hi, I'm Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to share my Toastmasters journey with you, and more specifically my personal review of Toastmasters International. If you're unfamiliar with Toastmasters International, it's actually a public speaking school, I would say, and it's also for developing leadership skills, presentation skills, and more specifically, public speaking. It's an incredible organisation, it's all around the world, and if you are interested in developing these skills, I'd recommend visiting toastmasters.org and you can find the nearest club to you. So I've been a member of this club now it's going to be 3 years in February, and I can't recommend it enough. However, like all things in life, it's not perfect, and there are some things that I don't quite like, and I'm going to be sharing what I do like and what I don't like here with you today. So why did I become a Toastmaster? Well, I really wanted to improve my public speaking skills, and it seemed like the best way. It's very affordable. In our club, we are only paying €55 for 6 months, which is an incredible price. And also, we are a very small club. Here in Barcelona, there are several clubs. And the great thing about being a member of a small club is that we get to speak very frequently. I know some clubs that are a lot bigger, you only get the chance to speak every few months. Whereas when you go into the meetings, normally you're going to watch and to contribute with the evaluations. So when you give a speech, you are evaluated by the audience who look at, well, they give you some feedback on what they did like and what they didn't like, what you can improve on. But also there are people. There's a person who's actually looking at your grammar, someone counting how many times you say or and yeah. So it's very, and you also have a mentor as well. So it's very there's a lot of help actually, and every time you give a speech there's a different focus. For example, some speeches could be focused on body language, others could be about vocal variety, and so every time you give a speech you're learning something. I joined because I want to give a TED Talk one day. And I had given a speech in Soho House here in Barcelona about my career as an orgasm activist. And I really worked hard on this presentation. It was a 15-minute presentation all about, it was kind of like, I do want to use my own life as an example of my content, as an example of my message to the world about following your own dream, etc. So my message is very personal. It's not something that can be Googled. I don't need Wi-Fi to actually write a speech. And also with this pressure of giving a speech in Soho House, which is very prestigious, I worked so hard to make it go really well, and it went so well. I was really surprised. But on the negative side, the fact that it went so well gave me a false sense of self-confidence, and I thought maybe I could give a TED Talk the following year or even the same year. Then I thought I need to go to Toastmasters to improve a few skills here and there. So I went along to Toastmasters, and they have a section in the meeting called Table Topics, where it's basically impromptu speeches. They could be 1 to 2 minutes, and often they choose guests of the meeting or anyone who doesn't have an official role to take part in this part. So I was there in this meeting and I was chosen to give an impromptu speech, and my heart was going, oh my God, it was racing so much. And the topic was food, which is my second favourite topic after sexuality and lifestyle. And even that was just very daunting for me, and I was like, it was just really, really, really bad. And then that's how I knew that I needed to join Toastmasters and improve a lot. And also the fact that it was so bad was actually a good thing, because it meant that whenever I have prepared speeches now in Toastmasters, I don't over-prepare. Because I know that if you do over-prepare, I know I can do it. I really want to kind of get over my own obstacles on stage and just be comfortable with that. Just be comfortable on stage and not feel intimidated by the people or the fact that I have to speak. Because everything I'm talking about comes from the heart, and I don't really need to research it, as I said before. So going back to Toastmasters, in the meetings you have 2 prepared speeches from actual paid members, And then you have evaluators who give an evaluation on your speeches. And then there is this table topics part, which is the impromptu speaking. And there's also a Toastmaster and a president. So there are lots of different roles to play. And I didn't realize at first, but for example, all the people in the meeting speaking, even if you're not giving a prepared speech, you might get a different role. And that's the fantastic thing about the particular club that I'm a member of, because every single meeting I'm doing a role. For example, last time I was the Toastmaster or Toastmistress of the day, and then other times I've been the grammarian, I've been evaluator, etc., etc. And then giving those prepared speeches, and then you get lots of feedback. It's like peer-to-peer help, really, to become a top speaker. So I've learned a lot in this process, and I do actually have a playlist here on YouTube about my progress. I've got my icebreaker speech, and I've got my more recent ones. I can definitely see an evolution in my style and how comfortable I am on stage. And so every time I've actually written my speech the same day, I've been a bit, oh my God. But what has improved as well, as maybe from the audience perspective, you can see there is some evolution. But what really has improved, according to me, is my internal feeling about being on stage. For example, at first I was like, oh my God, dreading it. And now I'm like, get me on there. I kind of really enjoy the experience. And that is my objective. And I don't feel ready for TED or anything like that still, because I don't really know what I want to talk about. But I know that I am improving every day, and I'm getting closer to that objective. So that's the positive part. There are some negative parts of Toastmasters that I wanted to share as well. One day I was invited to watch an online contest with different speakers from different clubs, and so I tuned into this. It was live on YouTube, and I watched lots of different people in different clubs give prepared speeches, and I was just sitting there and I was thinking, oh my God, what am I watching? Is this public speaking, or is it amateur dramatics? It seemed like everyone was giving these over kind of dramatic speeches that were very theatrical, and I think theatrics can be appropriate for certain topics and certain times, but it seemed like everyone was doing it. And I remember one woman in particular was giving a speech about wearing makeup, and she actually applied makeup during it. It was all very theatrical. But then at the end of this speech, the actual Toastmaster asked her about the topic she was talking about, which wasn't part of the speech, and why she'd chosen it, etc. And then she actually sat there and just spoke from the heart about what it meant to her to actually the facade or the masquerade of makeup. And I thought, wow, that's what I want to do. Not the kind of theatrics earlier on, but that kind of more natural delivery of a heartfelt message. So I kind of do take the Toastmasters method with a bit of a pinch of salt, really. So I didn't share this reflection with anybody, but one day I woke up and I saw this article on LinkedIn, and it was called something like Toastmasters Has a Problem or something like this. And it was about a guy who had been a runner-up in a contest, and he got eliminated because he had his hands in his pocket or something like that. I thought it was very interesting anyway, because I think in Toastmasters they do look at the kind of mechanics of public speaking. For example, the the 1, 2, 3, the use of the stage, and if you it's good to know those techniques. But if you're speaking from something more heartfelt and personal, maybe you can lose the authenticity if you go too into the technical side, in my opinion. And that's something I just thought I was thinking. But then this guy actually said the exact same thing, and then there were so many Toastmasters and former Toastmasters commenting on this article saying that they felt exactly the same, and they were comparing Toastmasters with TED, and even, for example, the top TED talk, which I haven't actually seen, but they were saying there were filler words, etc. Because I mean, not all TED talkers or speakers are good speakers, but they all have a message, or there's something they want to communicate. It's not about all about this technique. That's not the protagonist of the speech. And for me, I really want to, focus on authenticity and just being comfortable, and then perfecting my message and then getting it out there. But one of my favourite TED Talks actually was by Tash Sultana, and she is a musician who made a video in her bedroom, which is called Jungle, and she was on her own making this I think it was with a looping machine, so she's completely on her own, but she made this incredible song. I really recommend it. It's very authentic and it went viral, and now the same person, she's very, very natural, she's playing arenas. And anyway, she was invited to give a TED Talk about her evolution and her life, etc., and what music meant to her. And she walks on stage, hands in pocket, and then she said something like, I was supposed to talk about myself today, or I didn't prepare anything, so I just have to talk about myself, and that's the easiest thing to talk about. I can't remember what her exact words were, but it was something like that. And I thought, yes, that's what I want to do. Just to kind of be so confident in your message that you don't really have to prepare that much, because you're going to be relaxed, and then you're going to be able to communicate and connect and in an authentic way. And who cares if you say a couple of times? It doesn't really matter. But for me as a speaker, I make these videos like this one today with one take. I don't edit anything. And this is part of my public speaking practice as well. Actually, in May 2018, I did a 30-day challenge, or maybe 31 days, because 31 days in May. I uploaded a video every single day just to try and get over my camera shyness. And then it was incredible, because by day 24, I made a one-take video, and I've never looked back since. So now I can just press the button, have no notes to follow, and just speak. And hopefully it does kind of make sense. So that's really the best thing I can advise anyone who wants to practice public speaking, is actually to start recording yourself. But obviously making a video and being in a space with other people is not quite the same. But when you're in a space, there's no edit button, you can't press pause or stop, etc. Yeah, so there they are, my reflections on Toastmasters. I'm going to use it to the best of my ability, and also it's nice to be part of a club. And recently I've just been to Marrakesh with Toastmasters Spain, Portugal and Morocco, so it's really nice to be part of something bigger. And I will continue to be a toastie, and hopefully I'll make lots and lots of progress and go on more congresses. And so how about you? Have you been a member of Toastmasters? What do you think? Do you like the theatrics, or do you prefer a more natural approach? I would love to read your comments in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions for new videos, don't hesitate to contact me at venus@venusohara.org, and I will see you very soon.